Grab your fam and grab some scissors because it's time for family art making in the Mid-Autumn Festival. What's up, Ringling fam? It's Kallie, and for today's art project, we are celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival. And if you don't know what the Mid-Autumn Festival is, it's a celebration of the autumn harvest and the day when the moon is believed to be at its fullest. It's celebrated by our friends over in Asia and specifically in China. It's celebrated by spending time with family, eating moon cakes, and lighting lanterns. So today I'm going to show you a fun, easy way to make your own paper lantern at home so you can get your celebration on, yeah! But first, I want to highlight some of the art from China that we have here at the Ringling, so maybe you'll get some inspiration from their designs for your design for your lantern later. First up is this moon flask from the Ming Dynasty. Imagine someone traveling from far away just to visit you. Like maybe the other side of the earth. Thankful that they came such a long way to see you, you might give them a gift. So hundreds of years ago in China, the emperor gave foreign ambassadors, who are important people sent from around the world to represent their country, he would give them gifts like this beautiful moon flask. So blue and white porcelain is a popular art form that started in China, and now many people see it and know exactly where it's from. So think about where you're from. What colors or designs might represent that place? For example, when you think of Florida, you might think of oranges. And if someone from the other side of the world came to see you in Florida, you might give them a gift that represents Florida with oranges on it, like a souvenir, but fancier. And let's look at the design on this too. It's very circular and symmetrical, which means it's the same on both sides. If you were to fold it in half, it would look exactly the same. And it also has lots and lots and lots of small details, and I even see some floral patterns on there too. So maybe some of that could give you some inspiration for your design. Next up, we've got this dish with 2 unglazed carp from the Southern Song Dynasty. Doesn't this dish just look too beautiful to eat on? Well, it shows 2 fish that look like they're swimming in a big blue ocean. And the blue color was made by a glaze. And a glaze is a coating you put on top of pottery to add color or decoration. Kinda like glazing a donut. In fact, you even cook your pottery in heat like a donut too. But these 2 fish are bright white because they weren't covered with a blue glaze. These fishy friends are meant to represent harmony or working well together. And in Chinese tradition, a pair of fish are meant to represent harmony in marriage specifically. So maybe you'll add a little bit of a fishy design to your lantern. And finally, I want to show you this dish with a green dragon from the Qing Dynasty. In China, dragons have been important cultural symbols for over 6,000 years. While many Western cultures view dragons as fiery and ferocious creatures, Chinese dragons were seen as wise and caring. They are associated with water, sometimes living in lakes and rivers and controlling rain and floods and typhoons. But they're also seen as symbols of good fortune, so much so that the dragon was adopted as the symbol of the emperor himself. A dragon like this would be an awesome traditional design to use. Think of some animals or creatures that could represent something that you want to show in your design. After looking at these 3 objects, I hope you get some inspiration for your lantern design. And if you want to check out some more, head over to the e-museum on the Ringling website and click on the Highlights of Chinese Art collection, or you can visit our Center for Asian Art in person at the museum. All 3 of these works are currently on display there. The materials you'll need for this project are pretty easy. You will need some paper, and thicker paper works better, so I've got some construction paper. And then you'll need some scissors, something to draw or color with, like markers, crayons, paint, color pencils, anything like that so you can draw your design. Then you'll need some tape or glue, or even a stapler. And finally, you'll just need some decorations. I'm using some gemstones, some sticky gemstones, and decorative washi tape. But you can use things like stickers, stamps, feathers, pom-poms, anything that you might want to have as a decoration on your lantern. The first thing you want to do is cut off a small strip of paper from the bottom. So maybe about an inch long or so. This is gonna be your handle. I actually drew my design first and then cut off the handle, but that's not the best idea ever. So now you wanna go back on your big piece of paper and start drawing your design. So I was inspired by that dish with the 2 unglazed carp from before, but I was thinking about the ringling and how we have koi fish. So I decided that I would draw a big koi fish in the middle and keeping it circular like the moon flask designs. I'm gonna add some little circles, kind of like bubbles in a circular shape. Not quite symmetrical like the moon flask, but similar. And then I also drew some little swirly patterns and some little kind of abstract looking floral designs. I thought it was kind of a mix of realistic and abstract and like actual animals versus just patterns. And I thought it made a pretty cool twist on maybe like sort of a traditional Chinese design that you might see on some of the works that we have at the Ringling. So next what you want to do is you want to fold that paper in half and you want to line up those edges, make sure they match up. And it's okay if when you cut it your line was kind of wonky. Mine was too, but it still works out. You won't be able to tell. Next you want to grab those scissors again and you want to start cutting lines starting from the folded edge and going towards the open edge. But do not cut all the way. We're not cutting it into strips, we're just cutting openings so that your lantern will kind of fold. So cut towards the other edge, but don't go all the way to it. You want to leave some space for the top and bottom of your lanterns. I also added my gemstones after I made the cuts just because I didn't want to have to cut weird lines around the gemstones. So if you have any decorations, you might want to add them after you cut. Then you want to unfold it, open it back up, and you're going to actually fold it the other way and connect the 2 sides to make that circular cylinder lantern shape and connect your lantern to be one piece. And you're just gonna put some tape on the inside or maybe some glue or a stapler, whatever you have to attach the 2 sides together. Next I added some pretty washi tape to the top and the bottom. Just as more decoration, I thought it looked nice and gave it a little bit more color. Then I used that same tape to attach my handle to the top of my lantern so I could carry it with me. I also wrote across the top of my handle, Happy Mid-Autumn, so that I would remember later on when I look back at my lantern that that's what it was for. So here is my completed lantern. As you'll notice, the handle did fall off as one of my cats did get to it and rip it in half, unfortunately. But I think it turned out to be pretty cool anyway, and I'd love to see your lanterns and how you're celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival. So as always, you can send us a picture over at the Ringling Facebook page, the Family Programs Facebook page, or send us an email at education@ringling.org. And if you do, just let us know that it's okay to post it on social media because we would love to share it with all of our Ringling fam. And that's all I have for you this week, so I hope you enjoyed celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival with your loved ones and making lanterns with me. And that's all I have for you, so I will see you next week at the same time and the same place. Bye!